Hey guys, it's me, 1239 here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a new film that is coming out soon called She Came Back, previously known as Maternal. You guys might be familiar with the film already because it will be starring Amybeth Mcnulty, who you obviously know from Annewithani if you're familiar with my channel, and directed by Megan Follows, who will also be acting in the film. You might know her as Anne Shirley from the 1980s version of Anne of Green Gables, and so the two actresses being in this film is so exciting, and it's something that a lot of people have already been talking about, like when the film was first announced.
Something else that's mind-blowing? Amybeth teaming up with another famous Anne. Megan Follows, who played Anne of Green Gables, is directing and starring alongside Amybeth in the psychological thriller Maternal.
In this video, we'll basically be covering everything that we know so far about She Came Back. It was previously known as Maternal, as I already stated, but they announced the name change a couple of months ago, and so I might be interchangeably calling the film Maternal and She Came Back. Okay, so let's start from the basics. This is a thriller starring Amybeth Mcnulty, as I already said. She will be playing a character named Charlie in the film. It's the main character. Megan Follows, she will be playing a character named Claire in this film, who is the mother of Charlie, Amybeth's character. So they will be playing mother and daughter in this film. It's kind of crazy. There will also be two other Anne-related actors in this film. So we have Kiera Armstrong, who will be playing Sophie, and Matt Raymond, who will be playing Joe. He was the orphan kid in season 3, episode 2, which I do remember being a very heartbreaking scene. So the film is directed by Megan Follows. The synopsis of the film is: on the way to her father's wedding, 16-year-old Charlie McLeod is involved in a serious car accident, leaving her in a fight for her life. For a brief moment, she dies on the table and has a near-death experience where she reconnects with her deceased mother, Claire. Charlie ultimately survives, but Claire's spirit was so moved by the reconnection with her daughter, she has no intention of letting her go. In fact, she believes that Charlie was supposed to die and now insists Charlie joins her in the afterlife. The tags that I found for this film on IMDb include journey, possession, ghost, little girl, near-death experience. So from reading the synopsis, I feel like this film is going to be so unhinged. Like, what do you mean that her mother thinks that Charlie should have died in the car crash? Like, I don't get it, but I'm so excited. Like, there's gonna be possession, and I feel like there's just gonna be a lot of horror and thriller elements. Of course, it's a thriller film, but still it's gonna be really twisted and interesting. So back when the film was called Maternal, it had an active Instagram page in 2020, hashtag A Mother's Love Never Dies. They posted a lot of BTS given that the film is an indie project. It was really nice getting to see the documenting of the filming process. Pre-production for the film started on November 2019. The casting announcement for Amybeth happened on December 19, 2019. Filming took place in Hamilton from January to February of 2020. And of course, something really major happened at the beginning of 2020. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. The original poster for the film shows a Mother's Day release date, which would have been May 10th, 2020. The movie's Instagram account went really hard with BTS content. They probably knew that because Annewithani season 3 was so popular at the time, they needed to get all the exposure that they could for this film starring both Annes. In the interviews we've gotten so far of the film, they've covered how Amybeth and Megan met.
I met Amybeth for the first time at Cirque du Soleil. We were all sort of invited to see a performance. I was already involved in this project. When I met her, you know, she's so arresting, and those incredible eyes, and I just started to really think she's this character. She would be amazing.
How they bonded over playing the role of Anne, wearing corsets and all that stuff.
The first time I met her, one of the first things we talked about were how uncomfortable corsets were, because we just had to get it out of the way, because they're just not appealing.
And how there's basically never been a rivalry between them because they both played the role of Anne at some point.
You see so much online about, oh, they're competing against each other, oh, they must dislike each other so much, and it was just never true, obviously. And meeting her was so wonderful, and she was so kind and so complimentary about Anne and saying that I'd done a really wonderful job on it, which meant a lot.
I always said I wasn't the first Anne. There were a number of glorious Annes, and we have the history of the musical before us as well.
That was a really nice thing to hear, but obviously that felt like it was pretty obvious, and because of course a lot of people like to compare the two versions and say that one is better than the other, I guess people assume that there was some sort of like competition between them or animosity, but obviously that's never been the case, and I'm glad that they confirmed it in an interview for a movie that they're both doing together. Like, that was really cool. In those same interviews, we also got Amybeth talking about the billboards that were put up in Yonge and Dundas Square in Toronto and Times Square in New York because the show had just gone cancelled and fans wanted to persuade Netflix and CBC to renew the show for a 4th season.
That has been insane. I mean, the billboards are everywhere. I went to go see them in Toronto. That was really, really fun. I was actually lucky enough to meet some of the women that were involved in putting the boards up because they were there at the same time. But I mean, it's been insane, and I didn't see it coming, neither did half the cast or crew. And regardless of, you know, whatever happens with it, the fact that they poured their hearts and even their money into helping us with that is just mind-blowing to me.
The last post that the Maternal movie account made was on April 24th, 2020, right when we were deep into the pandemic and every film production in the world had shut down, and there was just no way of knowing when things were going to pick themselves back up again, and so they stopped giving out information about the film by that point. There was just no way to tell at that point if it would even come out that year. We didn't even know if they had finished filming the movie. There was one theory I talked about in one of my videos in 2021 about how it was possible that Maternal would come out on Netflix. That would have been so great, but at this point we don't know if that will ever happen. Hopefully it does. So 4 years later, and on January 12, 2024, literally 4 years later, we finally got an article by Deadline explaining when the movie would be coming out. The title of the article is Amybeth Mcnulty thriller She Came Back gets US release date and international sales deal ahead of EFM. Psychological thriller She Came Back, formerly known as Maternal, starring annewithani and Stranger Things actress Amybeth Mcnulty, has set a domestic release through Tri-Coast worldwide. Tri-Coast will release digitally in April 2024 with a limited theatrical run beforehand. Raven Banner will handle international sales at the upcoming EFM and release in Canada. And that's basically all we know about the film so far. I'm so excited to watch it. I was granted early access to watch the film before it comes out. I'm so excited to actually watch it and make a full commentary / reaction video to it. I did not expect for this to happen, so yeah, I'm so excited to watch it. Thank you to Tri-Coast, even though they're not sponsoring this video, but thank you so much for giving me access to the film and to the trailer. I'm so excited to watch it. I'm so excited to talk about it more on my channel and to share my thoughts about it with you guys, and I'm so excited for you guys to watch the movie when it comes out. I still haven't watched it yet. I will be watching it right after this, of course. I didn't want to watch it like before this video because I kind of want to be kept in the dark while I'm filming this video. Like, I kind of also don't want to know what happens, you know, until after I film this video and after I post this. And then I can just kind of watch it and see how I feel about the movie. And then eventually when the film comes out everywhere, I can finally talk about it. I don't know how much I'll be able to talk about it beforehand, before the movie comes out. We'll have to see about that. But until then, I'll be making a commentary video / reaction video to this film. Yeah, and I'll also be giving out my trailer reaction to the film. So subscribe to this channel if you guys want to see all of that. And are you excited to watch this film? It's been 4 years in the making. Literally, it's been 4 years, and this film, even though when it first got announced it was a really big deal, it was just after the cancellation of annewithani, and so this film was a much needed project to happen. But I didn't talk about it because I was like very deep within the depression stage, I guess, of post-cancellation, and I also just wanted to wait and see like what new information we would get about this film. And now that I think we have enough information, we can kind of wait and see how it goes and fangirl, I guess, about the fact that the two actresses from Anne will be interacting in this film and starring in it together. I also don't feel like this film is getting enough hype as it is right now because it's been 4 years, so I'm really excited to see everyone come together and have a great time talking about this film and reviving everyone's interest in Anne of Green Gables and annewithani. I'm going into this film having very high hopes, and I don't think it's gonna disappoint. I'm only really gonna be scared about any jump scares because I don't really like those. Those are the only things that I'm not really looking forward to, and I hope this movie doesn't scar me. Are you guys excited to see the trailer? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel to see more content about She Came Back / Maternal. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to Raster, I'm Danny Fanta, for becoming channel members. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys. Mwah.